Today we're going to talk about what is intuition. And if you're new to the channel, I am going to go into the Akashic Records and ask my guides to explain it in a way that is easy for us to understand. So let's get started. So immediately what I see is basically different instruments in a band. And so you have the piano who's playing its role, you have the guitar, you have the singer, you have the drummer. And so there are all of these different parts of the band. And what those parts are our senses. And our clairs, right? And so intuition, so we can talk about the clairs in a second. But what intuition is the members of the band playing together to create beautiful harmony. And so what happens is, let's say your clairvoyance is the drummer, I don't know, and the clairaudient is the singer, and your claircognizant is the guitar player, and your clairsentient is the piano player. Did we get them all? I think so. And so you have all of these abilities, right? You have the ability to have a flash of something in your mind's eye. You have the ability to have an inner knowing, something that you know without any reason why you know. You have the ability to hear a message, or you hear your guides, or you hear a voice that doesn't feel like it's yours, and you're not Delulu. Or you feel it in your bones. You feel it, right? All of those components are what bring you to the place of intuition. All of those inputs, those knowings that you have, and you may receive them in different ways. All of those are combined to give you your intuition. Your intuition is the gut instinct that you have. It is the nudge that you're feeling. It is, and again, when we talk about these things, they are all from a place that doesn't include fear or ego, right? And so it's like, how do we distinguish what is when we have that pit in our stomach? Is that our intuition, or is that fear? And so how we distinguish that is that we really dial into, it's like you have to ground yourself, and you have to actually purposefully set those things aside, set your human experiences aside, set your fear aside, and then dial into that gut feeling that you have. And so it takes practice. It takes both experiences where you have trusted your intuition, and experiences where you ignored it, and it's proven to have been trying to guide you away from something that didn't serve you. It is starting to actually acknowledge the fact that you do have these things happening, that you do have that knowing that actually brings you to a place where you can begin to start listening to it. And again, the intuition, any of these connections that we have, they're always non-judgmental, and they're always from a place of love. Even when it's like, no, don't have a relationship with that person because they are not for you, right? That could be fear, that could be old traumas coming up, that could be all of that. But it also could be your intuition telling you that it's picked up on micro information that has, first of all, given you the idea that that person is not for you, but also secondly, your knowing, your team is also absorbing the information, and they know that that person is not for you, and they're trying to communicate that in some way. And so what intuition is it's the band playing in harmony. And sometimes in a band, you know, sometimes the singer is like the most prominent. Sometimes it's a piano playing band and the other components are just kind of like accessories. Sometimes it's guitar, sometimes it's drum, right? And so what that is to say is that some people will be highly feeling and their intuition will come through their body, their emotions, their actual body signals. And some people will be highly audient, right? And so their information will come through hearing. And some people will be cognizant. So that means it's like an instant knowing. And they're like, well, I don't know how I knew that, but I just knew it. And so many people have a primary band member, if you will. And some people are able to have their band play the instruments exactly proportionate. But most people have a band member that is more prominent. And so it's just starting to figure out which of your band members is more prominent and then really like leaning into that and working with that and allowing yourself to continue to get information in that way. So if your primary band member is sentient, so you feel, and you walk into a room and you are like, whoa, it feels really intense in here. Lean into that because not everybody can feel that. I mean, a lot of people can, but not everybody, that's their primary mode. So when you walk in and you're like, ooh, and you kind of get a chill or, you know, or you feel like the energy is really heavy, then it's like, oh, okay, I get some information from that. Or if you are near someone and you feel like a pain that isn't yours, that you're like, oh, I don't usually have a pain in my elbow. That's funny, right? Then it's like, oh, okay. And you start to really figure out that that is the way that you receive your information. And once you figure out which is your primary band member, you will be able to really, really work with that gift and really start to incorporate it into your life and into your intuition. And as you open up your primary band member, then the other band members start to gain confidence and they start to play their instruments louder, and then you can have information coming from the entire band. So I hope this helped explain intuition a little bit better. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments and I'll be happy to make another video about them. I hope you're having a great day. Take care.